Title: The Ink of Flesh and Favor. The neon glare of Osaka's Dotonbori district buzzed like a trapped wasp, its light slicing through Kaido's fourth whiskey. He hadn't slept in 3 days, not since the tattoo began to move. It started as a client request, a routine cover-up for a Yakuza lieutenant. The man's existing ink, a snarling oni, had faded into a greenish smear. "Make it something respectful," he'd said, peeling away a bandage to reveal a bullet wound still leaking pus, something that honors the dead. Kaido specialized in irizumi that hid sins. Gangsters, cheating spouses, politicians, they all came to his back alley studio, drawn by whispers of his needle's grace. But this job was different. The lieutenant brought his own pigment, a vial of clotted black ink that reeked of iron and burnt sugar. "It's ancestral," the man said, grinning with gold-capped teeth. "A family recipe." Now, the oni on the lieutenant's back wasn't just healed, it was alive. Kaito had seen it twitch beneath the man's shirt as he left the shop. The nightmares began that night. In them, Kaito floated in an endless ink pot, his limbs weighed down by chains of human hair. Faces surfaced in the sludge. Women's faces, their features melted like wax. They chanted in a language that carved itself into his eardrums. "We gave our skin, now you give yours." He woke to the sound of his own screams and the stench of rotting meat. His studio walls, once pristine, were smeared with handprints the color of old blood. Mari, his ex-wife, showed up unannounced the next morning. Her once vibrant eyes were hollow. "They found Jun's body in the Kamogawa," she said, voice cracking. Their son's name hung between them like a noose. His skin, it was gone, just muscle and bone. Kaito's knees buckled. Jun had refused to speak to him for years, not after Kaido had traded custody for a loan shark's forgiveness. Mari pressed a photo into his hand. The corpse's exposed tendons formed a grotesque pattern, almost like irizumi, the same swirling lines Kaido had inked on the lieutenant's back. The pigment, he realized too late, wasn't ink. It was Kagare, spiritual filth, the dregs of souls who'd died in disgrace, rendered into liquid. The Yakuza had been trafficking in it for decades, selling bottled suffering to those rich enough to pay. But souls demand balance. Every client Kaito had ever inked with the black pigment was dead now, their skin flayed off. The Kagare was reclaiming its due. And because Kaito's needle had delivered it, you owe the debt too. The lieutenant found him at dawn in a love hotel, hiding under a prostitute's stolen ID. "You think you're the first artist to panic?" The Yakuza laughed, unbuttoning his shirt. The oni had grown, its horns now curling over his collarbones. The demon's eyes tracked Kaito. "This ink, it's not punishment. It's ascension." He gestured to a suitcase full of vials. Each held a different shade of suffering, the ashen gray of a jilted lover's grief, the feverish red of a betrayed brother's rage. "We're giving people what they crave, power through pain, and you'll keep working, unless you want Jun's soul trapped in the next batch." That night, Kaido injected himself with the last of the Kagare. If the ink wanted skin, it could have his. But he'd choose the canvas. He worked through shaking hands, tattooing Jun's face across his chest, every detail from the boy's birthmark to the scar from his 5th-grade fall. When he finished, his skin burned like acid. The portrait blinked. "Dad." Jun's voice emerged from Kaito's mouth, though his lips didn't move. "It's dark here." "I know," Kaito whispered. "I'm coming." He dipped the needle again. This time he didn't stop at skin. They found him in the studio, flayed open from throat to navel. His organs were intact, arranged meticulously around a single tattooed heart. The design matched Jun's childhood drawing of their family. 3 stick figures holding hands. The lieutenant's body surfaced a week later in Osaka Bay, his oni tattoo now a screaming woman's face. Every yakuza who touched the kagare followed, each corpse marked with names of the dead they'd exploited. As for the vials of ink, they vanished. But in certain clubs, if you know whom to ask, you can still buy a syringe of eternal beauty. Just don't look too closely at the shadows it casts, or the way your reflection sometimes mouths. Thank you.